Hey guys, Jacob here. It is currently November 24th, 2021, and this is going to be this week's vendor reset. I do apologize for this reset being a day late, but as you guys know, the holidays are coming up, and being busy with work and other things, it's kind of hard to get certain videos out with a schedule like mine currently at the moment. But to get right into it, this is going to be the front desk vendor. This week they're selling the Everyday Carrier high-end Bellstone Armory chest piece. This has perfect efficient. If you guys don't have this, I would recommend picking this one up due to the fact that it has two blues on it, which is Armory Gem, which also can benefit you from the one-piece bonus, and you can change the weapon handling to something to whatever you want. I'm going to scroll through a few more items in case you guys want to pick any of this stuff up. The other item I am going to recommend is going to be this Police M4, especially if you are new, because it has InSync on it, and you could optimize this or upgrade it a little more. Or if you're just looking for a beginner weapon to get started, you could pick this up and roll it and just use it as a starter gun. Or if you find a better one out in the field, then I'd recommend using that one over this. Next is going to be the Talent Versatile. If you guys are making a DPS build or a run and gun style build, I feel like this is a pretty useful talent to have in your library, just overall to get damage while in PvP and PvE, but there are better options. A lot of people use Vigilance because it is a little more beneficial because you don't have to swap weapons, but in my opinion, Versatile is a pretty decent talent to have. But overall, that's going to be about it for the front desk. Now if you guys take a right here and then go under the helipad, you guys will see the clan quarters sign. So as you go through these doors, you will see clan quarters. Shout out Disciples of Doom and Kamikaze Von Doom. And this is going to be this week's clan vendor. This week they are selling the Nightwatcher Heliguard mask. This has weapon handling, max scanner, pulse haste, which is what it normally comes with. That's the main thing you can expect from the Nightwatcher mask. But if you guys don't have this, I would recommend picking this one up, especially if you're just new and you don't have it. But at the same time, you guys probably have tons of these if you are a veteran player and they're just sitting in your stash box. The next item is going to be the max optimal range if you guys need that for your library. But overall, that's about it for that gun. I'm going to scroll through a few more of the stuff in case you guys need it. But overall, that's going to be about it. But the other item I will recommend, though, especially if you're a new player, is going to be these Walker & Harris company. This is the weapon damage and damage to armor. These have almost max critical hit chance and pretty decent weapon damage, and you can put pretty much critical hit damage and get a pretty decent pair of gloves if you guys don't have these. And due to the fact I do not have a good pair of these, I'm going to show you guys I'm going to buy them because it's been a pain in the ass for me to find a good Walker Harris company mask. And I know if I said gloves, sorry about that, but I was probably looking at these. But if you don't have a good mask, I would recommend picking this up. But that's going to be about it for the clan vendor and the front desk vendor. And now is going to be the theater settlement. Now, normally I usually have a cut in these videos where you guys will just see it immediately chop and there's no loading screen at all. But due to the Series X upgrade, instead of having the original Xbox like I used to or the One X, it literally comes here in a second and there's really no point in doing it. But this week they're selling the Surge. This has perfect spike on it. This one has pretty average stats on it, and I know a lot of people tend not to use this gun, but if you don't have it, I would recommend grabbing it. But other than that, that's going to be about it for the theater settlement. But if you need any of the items, I would recommend grabbing them. Next is going to be the campus settlement, which is going to be on the left side of the map, and this is going to be the last PvE vendor, or I guess before the DZs you can get just in the open world without having to go to the dark zones, so I cannot speak. And also you can get the vendors in New York City, which there are only 2 of those, and they do not sell any named items, sadly, but I will be showing you guys what's for sale there. But this week at the campus settlement, they are selling the designated hitter. This one has pretty low stats, but you could make this work if you want to max out the headshot damage with optimization and change the critical hit chance to something more to your liking, like damage to hearts out of cover, or even damage to armor, like this M700 here. This is the carbon variant, and it has max damage to armor. And if I was going to choose a sniper for just basic farming or use, I do like the designated hitter, but at the same time, Ranger on this gun, to me, is way more of a talent that's beneficial for a sniper build because it amplifies your weapon damage by 2% for every 5 meters you're away from your target. And this has pretty good headshot and damage to armor already on it, so you could optimize the marksman rifle damage or just max it out with the recalibration station, and then essentially you're pretty much good to go to use this weapon. But overall, that's going to be about it for the campus settlement. Next up are going to be the dark zones. And the first one is going to be DZ West. This is the west main entrance. If you guys just go right here. And this is DZ West. Keep this in mind, you will need to farm resources in the DZ by deconstructing gear and extracting them, or opening small little boxes around the DZ to get these items. But this week they're selling the Harmony. In my opinion, this is one of the best named weapons in the game, because for one, hitting an enemy grants 20% skill damage for 5 seconds, and also using a skill or damaging an enemy with a skill grants 20% weapon damage for 5 seconds as well, so you pretty much can double your damage with skills and weapon damage if you have this gun proccing at the same time. But that will also cost you 152 credits. I'm going to scroll through a few more of these items. If you need them, I would recommend picking them up. But overall, that's about it for DZ West. Next up is going to be DZ South. And some people are wondering, I know in the comment section on my other vendor resets, why I don't just go to the door. Sometimes it just puts you in a loading screen, and even with the Series X, it could take a few more seconds or even a minute. So I usually just spawn at the doors here, and you're pretty much good to go. This week they're selling the Mozambique Special. There's nothing really too crazy about this gun. It does have perfect breadbasket. But if you guys need this, would recommend grabbing it. But other than that, for sale this week, they don't have anything, in my opinion, that's worth really picking up. But if you guys need any of it, I would recommend grabbing it. I know last week they were selling the Orbit Pistol, and hopefully you guys did pick that up and add it to your collection, because that's, to me, one of the main items I know a lot of you guys are looking for and trying to get. Same goes for the Apartment SMG. Now, the last vendor for the Dark Zones is going to be DZ East, unless they add, in the next major update that's coming out in February, they add more DZs and give us more vendors, but who really knows at that point? Or maybe they'll just add some more vendors in general in the New York area. This week they're selling the White Death, which has max headshot damage. If you guys have this, would recommend picking it up. But at the same time, rate of fire to me is pretty useless on a sniper, and so is Reformation. So you're pretty much going to have to choose one or the other. I'm going to scroll through a few more of these items in case you guys need any of this stuff. The one item I will point out, if you guys are trying to make a marksman rifle build, would be this Roddy's holding mask. It's not great, but you could use it as a placeholder until you find a better one. Also, same goes for this Wyvern holster if you guys are trying to make a status effects skill damage build, because this already has status effects, and then you can just put whatever you want on the weapon handling slot. But that's going to be about it for DC and the DC vendors and the vendors in the Dark Zones. Next is going to be New York City, which is going to be in Haven. Which will be right here. And like I said, sadly, none of the other places around here, like the the safe houses, don't have any vendors you can really access, which kind of sucks, because in Div 1, every safe house had a vendor, and even every DZ checkpoint had a vendor, but they just don't, which is, kind of sucks, but it is what it is. But this week at the front desk, they are selling the FAMAS 2010. This one's not too great. You're better off try farming loot allocation areas to find a better one or craft it. And they also don't sell any named items, so keep that in mind. That's going to be about it for the front desk vendor in the front area. Now if you take a right here and go through the green tent, you will see Roy Benitez right here at this desk. And this week, he isn't really selling anything too crazy, but if you guys need any of these items, I would recommend picking them up. But overall, that's going to be about it for this week's vendor reset, which is the 21st, or 24th, my bad, I keep saying 21st, the 24th of November 2021. But thank you all for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more Division 2 content. And I know a lot of you guys have been wondering why the videos have been slowing down. That's due to the fact the holidays are coming up. Like I said, I'm working and I'm trying to get some things settled up for future content. And potentially maybe tomorrow or most likely the day after tomorrow on Friday, I will be streaming some Battlefield 2042. So keep an eye out for that. And also, for future references, I will be streaming Halo when it drops on the 8th.